Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good morning. Happy Willing Wednesday. I'm Dr. Sims, America's #1 personal development expert. Y'all come on in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's up? Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. What's up? What's up? It's good for us to be here. Y'all come on in. We got a lot to go over today. A little bit. We got a lot to go over today. We should get to the self-love test in just a moment. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Sunitha. Hey, Sunitha. Good for us to be here. Get those notebooks. You ought to have a Living Motivated, get your notebook journal. You ought to have a journal. PayPal.me/DrWalterSims/17. That'll get you a journal. You need a journal because I put out a lot of notes. Amen. Good morning. Good morning. It's good for us to be here. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. It is good for us to be here. What's up, T Lizzle? What's up, T Lizzle? All is well. Terry, message me your mailing address. Message me your mailing address. It is just good for us to be here. We got a lot to talk about today. Enjoy your testimony today, Terry. It's good for us to be here. It is good. Y'all we went in yesterday. You see, I took some notes. See? I took notes yesterday. We had a good time. Yesterday. I hope everybody's doing fine. It's Wednesday. It is May the 6th already. And guys, we'll touch on that a little bit. Time is not waiting on anybody. And whatever you need to do now, you need to do now. Your next is now. I was talking to a client yesterday. I'm not next, I'm now. We're having such a good time. Are y'all having a good time? Everybody ought to have, this is an example. Everybody ought to have a Living Motivated, get your notebook journal. I'm going to send Terry one. Everybody ought to have a journal. PayPal.me/DrWalterSims/18. That'll cover shipping and handling because I just sent it out. Boom. I sent it out. And everybody ought to have a notebook because I be putting out a lot of stuff. You talking about great content. Hey, Valeria, I'm not next, I'm now. We put out a lot of good information. Talk about good content. Oh, come on. Boom. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Terry. We talked about that. Valeria and I talked about that yesterday. I told her I'm writing that down. I'm not next, I'm now. Your next is now. Right now. It's time. Let me chase a rabbit before we get started. It's time to stop procrastinating. And we may or may not touch on that today, but that's just in my spirit for somebody. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Periscope. It's time to stop procrastinating. And we'll get to that in a moment. I don't want to get ahead of myself. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. But hope everybody is doing well. It is life, guys. Life is amazing. One of my colleagues, I messaged her on Instagram last night. She's doing a prayer call in a couple of weeks, and she's one of the prayer warriors. And I chimed in. I just told her, amen, amen. I said, looking good. And she messaged me back and said, Dr. Sims, I've been hopping in on your lives, and these are the best of times and the worst of times. And I'm like, you got that right. This quarantine time for the last, 53 days, some people have really benefited from the quarantine, the shutdown. Many people have progressed well during this time. And attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. And we talked about attitude several weeks ago. And how's your attitude today? Part of am I climbing the right mountain? Part of being a leader, part of living on purpose, and part of staying sharp, SHARP. The A is you got to have a good attitude. All right. You got to have a positive attitude. We stopped on that yesterday, and I believe that's the next challenge, the pop challenge. And I'm jotting that down. The pop challenge. That's the next challenge. The pop challenge. So, Dr. Sims, what does pop stand for? The power of positivity. And people laugh. That's my superpower. That's my secret power. And we paused on that yesterday. Hey, Miss Vanessa, we paused on that yesterday. Our next challenge is the pop challenge, the power of positivity. I have a 90-10 rule. Put this in your notes. I got a 90-10 rule. I'm coaching on demand. I'm telling y'all, you need a living motivator. Get your notebook, journal. And that can be your coaching, your life outside of the Bible. That could be your roadmap. I have been coaching on demand since 2015, since we've been going live and since we've been live streaming. And do you want to know how to get out of stuff? Having a positive attitude is powerful. And we ought to have, and I'm going to, at the end of this challenge, you need to be part of my club. Because a lot of people say, I can't afford you, Dr. Sim. Dr. Sim, I need you in my life. So we'll come up with some ways to stay close to me. Amen. And I'm telling you, get a notebook. Hey, Kendra, come on in here. I'm so proud of you, Kendra. So proud of Kendra. I'm telling y'all, if you want to, you will. If you want to, you will. Trust, and believe. Are y'all ready for today? Oh, it's gonna be some toes crunching today. You got to love you today. You ought to major in loving you. What have we been talking about? Let's do some hey Lynette, let's do some housekeeping very quickly. Got an award yesterday. Well, let's just say recognition. I got an email from Restream, the format, the platform that I use. And I was one of the most active restreamers in April. Thanks to you guys, thanks to our challenge, thanks to what we did during this quarantine. We broadcasted every day. I did online, I did Bible study, I do church service, and then we do our challenge Monday through Friday. Hey, Marion, hey, Rita, and y'all right on time. So a little housekeeping. And again, Ms. Vanessa put it in a bubble. You need, if you don't get one of my books, you need a living motivator. Get your notebook, journal, because I say a lot of things, and you ought to be writing. So when you going through a moment, listen, what did Dr. Sim say? Good morning, Pastor. Thank you. I sent your book yesterday, Pastor Sarah. Your book is on the way. She bought one of my Walking Purpose Grow Rich books yesterday. I mailed 3 books yesterday. Woo! So, guys, I'm just excited about what we're doing. And so you ought to get a notebook. Miss Vanessa put a link in a bubble. And she let you know how you can get some of my merch, if you will. God is so good. I'm so excited to be here, y'all. Why are we here? Midway through Am I Climbing the Right Mountain Purpose Challenge, I said, we're going to do the ugly challenge. Hey, Jolene, right on time. Hey, Miss Frisbee. I said, we're going to do the ugly challenge. What's the ugly challenge, Dr. Sims? You got to love yourself. 21 days. We're going to do a 21-day challenge to improve your self-esteem. And we're going to go through the self-love challenge today if we have time, if not tomorrow. But we got so much to talk about. And a simple question I want to ask you today during this challenge, this is day 3, do you love yourself? And I gave y'all some homework. What was the homework that we have given out for this week? This is the homework that we've given out. Do the mirror self-talk. Stand in front of the mirror. God loves you and I love you. That seems so elementary. That seems kindergarten, doesn't it? But how many people struggle with self-love? Second homework assignment. Post a picture of you on Facebook and tag it with Dr. Sam's Ugly Challenge Self-Love. You got to love you. What did Terrell Owens say and got criticized for saying all the time? I love me some me. I may not be Idris Elba. You may not be Beyonce. You may not be Denzel. You may not be Halle Berry. You may not be Alicia Keys. Moment of silence. But you ought to love you. God doesn't make junk. Now, you may have been in some junky situations and you are collateral damage, but God doesn't make junk. You need to write your forgiveness letter for all the poor choices you have made. That's one of the tools that we've gone over. How do I rehab, Dr. Sam? How do I rehab a broken spirit? How do I rehab a broken heart? First of all, you got to write you a forgiveness letter. And then yesterday we talked about do a negativity scrub and put all the negativity stuff in a negativity box. Come on, somebody. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? I need some help. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? That's been our homework. This has been a good challenge. Do you love you today? You admire people that have confidence enough to love themselves. You need to be, you can do this. This is in your wheelhouse. You can love yourself. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for today? Woo, we touched on this yesterday. We'll jump in. We'll start here. We talked about this yesterday. Since this is Mental Health Awareness Month, the month of May, whoever gives you the most peace of mind should get the most of your time. And that is a quote one of my clients and I went over Monday. And it is amazing. The people that raise the most hell in our life, we have a tendency to spend the most time with them. Stop, man. We'll talk about that in a minute. And my part of this is peace of mind is priceless. We admire people that have amassed a lot of wealth, the Oprah Winfreys, the Donald Trumps, the Gary V's, the Mark Zuckerbergs, Mr. Facebook, the guy Bezos, the guy that owns Amazon. We put them on a pedestal because they've amassed amount of wealth. Do you think they spend any amount of time with anything that is financially negative? If it does not have, hey Joanna, if it does not have a positive return on investment, i.e. it's going to bump my financial index. But why don't we say I have a peace of mind index? And if there's anything that's going to take away negatively from that peace of mind index, I'm not going to give it time. We don't have a lot of time. We only have, hey Cassandra, we only have 24 hours in a day. We only have 1,440 minutes in a day. We only have 86,400 seconds in a day. And we don't have time to waste on anything that's negative. Do you know Jesus didn't waste time? And he didn't waste words. That's why he only needed to be here 33 and a half years. He maximized his 3.5 years of ministry. Are you maximizing the time that you have? Hey, Pat, what have you done during this quarantine? What have you done during this shutdown? Y'all can see what I've done. And go and like my YouTube channel. I am 9 people away from 400 subscribers on my YouTube channel. If y'all have not liked my YouTube channel, if y'all haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and do so. If I get to 400, I can get to 450. I can get to 500. If I get to 500, I can get to 1,000. Come on, somebody. Do you feel me? So what have you done during this quarantine? What positive thing have you done? Come on. What positive thing have you done during this shutdown? You can't get mad at less than for being less than when you have settled for less than. We talked about this yesterday. And here we go. We jumping into today. It's time to bind the spirit of settling by setting and holding a standard. Ladies, I have stressed this 100 times and I'm going to stress it 101 times. You are the prize. And you have to have a standard, set a standard, hold a standard, and stop settling. Hello. Now, this is new for today. It's time to bind the spirit of tolerating by stop putting up with it. Come on, somebody. Thank you, Pat. It's time to bind the spirit of tolerating by stop putting up with it. So I'm going to ask you a question. Homework assignment. Ding, 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 ding. Homework assignment. What are you putting up with now? Write down all the stuff you're putting up with. That's part of my pre-coaching questionnaire. Homework from today. What are you putting up with? That needs to stop. Homework from today. What are you putting up with that needs to stop? Put that in your notes. That's good, Pat. It's time to bind the spirit of tolerating by stop putting up with it. Stop. Stop. Because let me tell you something. Tell you something. You cannot complain about what you put up with. Amen, webcam. Give me a 1 if you're putting up with some stuff you shouldn't today. Give me a 1 if you're putting up with some stuff that you need to stop. Give me a 1 if you putting up with some stuff that you really need. You know what? Bye. Give me a 1 if you're putting up with some stuff today. Come on, don't be embarrassed. Come on, this is how healing occurs. And you can't plead the blood over this. Thank you, Sunitha. You can't plead the blood over this. Oh, I plead the blood of you. I plead the blood over that. You can't. Hey, Joy. Come on, Joy. Hey, Reginald. Y'all right on time. You can't plead the blood over this. Because this is part of your decision making. Hello, somebody. Hello? It's time to bind the spirit of settling by setting and holding a standard. And it's time to bind the spirit of tolerating by stop putting up with it. Stop. Because you cannot complain about what you put up with. Thank you. Thank you. Stop. You're wasting time, you're wasting energy, you're wasting resources by complaining about it and putting up with it. It's diametrically opposite. It's on both ends of the spectrum. One is north and one is here. North, south, east, west. They're diametrically opposed. You can't allow it, put up with it, and then complain about it. Who is that a reflection of? YOU. You hear people all the time talk about being celibate. What do you really need to be celibate from? It's time to be celibate from settling, tolerating, and self-loathing. You hear so many of our sisters and brothers say, "Oh, I'm celibate and I'm not gonna have sex anymore until I get married." Well, that's not hard if you're by yourself. Amen, webcam. What you really need to be celibate from is settling, the spirit of selling, the spirit of tolerating, and the spirit of self-loathing. Are y'all ready to jump into the day? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Come on. Are you ready? Come on, Miss Vanessa. Come on. We talked about it. We stopped here yesterday. We had to hover here yesterday. Love hack. You must go from being a negative person to being a positive person. Thus, our next challenge, the POP challenge, the power of positivity. Y'all, people are getting degrees and certificates in that. That's a whole curriculum. A lot of people kind of scoff at me and laugh. Oh, well, I'm not negative or positive. I'm a realist. Well, I can be positively realistic. I can be optimistic, and I'm really an overflorist. What are you talking about, Dr. Sam? He anoints my head with oil, and I shaved today. He anoints my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. I'm an overflorist. Hello, somebody. I live out of the saucer. So my cup is neither half full nor half empty because I live out of the saucer. Oh, come on, somebody. I feel like preaching now. I live out of the saucer. You must go from being a negative person to being a positive person. And that's an entire, hey Devin, that's an entire curriculum. We could talk all month about this, being positive. See, being positive, you don't put up with junk. Come on, somebody. Do you feel me? Okay. Love hack. You must expect love to find you. How do you even do that, Dr. Simpson? You're not gonna find this on a questionnaire on these dating sites. It's a spirit. It's a mentality. It's a mindset. Hey Tina, come on, you right on time, Tina. Hey, Bishop Lanley, you must expect love to find you. What are we talking about today? What are we talking about today? It's time to bind the spirit of settling by setting and holding a stand. It's time for you to love you. It's time to bind the spirit of tolerate by stop putting up with it. And you can't plead the blood over this because it boils down to the choices that you are making. You cannot complain about what you put up with. And you know what we really need to be celibate from? So many people say, well, I'm not gonna have sex anymore till I get married. Well, what the real issue is, because having sex is symptomatic. If it's not in a proper relationship, having sex is symptomatic of a bigger problem. It's time to be celibate from settling, the spirit of settling, the spirit of tolerating, and the spirit of self-loathing. Come on, somebody. Do you feel me? And what did we talk about yesterday? You must go from being a negative person to being a positive person. And see, I'm an overflorist. I'm not a pessimist. I'm not an optimist. I'm an overflorist. What does that even mean, Dr. Sim? I'm living out of the saucer. Psalms 23. He anoints my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Come on, somebody. Do you feel me? You must expect love to find you. And those of us that have love and love tapped us on the shoulder one day, we were expecting love to find it because we were in a loving position. We loved ourselves. Hey, Rosalind, you have to love yourself. Put that in your notebook. You must love yourself. You must expect, oh, love is going to find me. Oh, come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. You must expect love to find you. Another thing we need to understand, and I've been sharing this with the couple that I'm coaching. Relationships are not competition. Just hover right here for a minute. Relationships are not competition. So when I speak to you in the relationship, I'm not coming at you combative. I'm not coming at you aggressively. I'm not coming at you to pull you down, because that's an entirely different discussion. I was sharing with somebody last week, love is kind. 1 Corinthians 13. If you're in a situation that's so-called supposed to be love and is anything but kind, there is a problem. And we have run many spiritual red lights and stop signs and turned off our early warning system because what we thought was love was not love. We were caught up in lust. Come on, somebody. Hey, Rosalind. Come on, somebody. Relationship, y'all screenshot this. Relationships are not competitions. So because look, what many of us are failing to do, and we hit this curve last week in the talk that we were having last week. And this where a lot of people are being challenged in relationship. This right here. Hey, Jaslyn, take a screenshot of this. A lot of people refuse to be this inside relationships. Let's hover right here. Let's hover right here. Come on, Pastor. Let's hover right here. Many people that are struggling in relationship, 50% of our marriages are ending in divorce. Many people are breaking up. This quarantine has seen many couples break up. What and this may not come out in a lot of therapy sessions, and it comes out in coaching sessions because we go deep. We ask them tough questions in coaching sessions. Many people love defensively and not offensively because they refuse to be vulnerable. I got to sip my coffee on that one. Many people are not willing to be vulnerable. That's the real issue. See, it's easy to give your body, but it's hard to give yourself. I'm putting that in my notebook. See, it's easy to give your body, but it's hard giving yourself. I'm coaching on demand, guys. I'm coaching on demand. Hey, Deborah, come on, y'all, come on in here. I'm saying this is where the rubber meets the road. Do you really want to know the issue with your relationship? You refuse to be vulnerable. And it's time to talk about being submissive. That's an entirely different conversation. We'll talk about that when we talk about Ruth. But many people, we don't want to be vulnerable. No, you can't get to know me. No, because we have been hurt. And so our defense mechanism is, I'm not going to give my entire heart because I may hurt again. Well, since you were not willing to really wait like you were supposed to wait, and you stuck with the frog and not the prince. We talked about that the other day. The reason it's dangerous, I heard one of my colleagues say, well, my coach told me you got to go through some frogs to get to the prince. That is erroneous. That is wrong because of this right here. Because when you get stuck with the frog and get treated frogly and wrongly, you're going to retract even more. You're going to pull back even more. I need some help. Give me a 1 if you're with me today. Give me a 1 if you're with me. This is the issue. This is the real issue. This is the issue. Hey, Chantel, this is the real issue. People are refusing to be vulnerable. But a love hack is it's okay to be vulnerable. When you position yourself to be loved, it is okay to be vulnerable because the right person is going to see you. Come on, somebody. Oh, I need some help, Ross, Tina. I need some help. We got to be willing to be vulnerable. But Dr. Sam, I'm afraid I'm going to be hurt. If you are, write this down. And I don't know how many of y'all really believe in the law of attraction. That's just a big old fancy word. Is what you think about, you're going to bring about. The law of attraction. The whole world is all about energy. Come on now. Come on now. Like the young folks say, like we used to say in school all the time, it's not rocket science. But it's hard. It's hard to grasp it. These are soft skills. And I major in soft skills. I love people. See, this is where the rubber meets the road. What you think about, you're going to bring about. What does the Bible say? Because all the secret did is really translate the Bible in ways we can understand. The Bible said the life and death is in the power of the tongue. Jesus said it this way, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever you talk about, whatever you speak about, you're going to bring about. So if you are afraid, hey, Patrice, if you are afraid to be vulnerable, if you are afraid to love, situations are going to come that make you afraid to love. If you have a hard time trusting, situations are going to come that's going to challenge your trust. Come on, somebody. Do you feel me? That's why I talked about last week, or the challenge of, am I climbing the right mountain? When you get in the right lane, you're going to come across the right exits. Come on now. Are y'all with me? Am I making sense today? Am I making some sense today? It's okay to be vulnerable. All right, here we go. The self-love test. We're going to end. I'm dropping bombs on you today. We got to end right here today. I'm dropping bombs on you today. Let's go through the self-love test. I'm having such a good time. Y'all need to share this with your followership. I'm having such a good time. I can't wait till every day for 10 o'clock to show up. Self-love test. Right out of the gate, Rosalind. Do you love you? Have you fallen in love with you? Thank you, Miss Vanessa. Do you love you? What did I tell y'all to stop saying last week? Stop saying, I'm tired of being by myself. Let me see if I can pull that up. Right here. I love this, y'all. And this format helps me stay on track and keep my thoughts together. Quit saying this, Rosalind. Tina, I'm tired of being by myself. Why? This shutdown period, you should have been taking some time to work on you. A better you is not an accident. It takes work becoming a better you. That's why you don't have time to put up with foolishness, because it's a full-time job dealing with you. It's a full-time job dealing with YOU. Come on, somebody. Come on, Tina. Thank you. I love me some me. What did Terrell Owens say, guys? Now he got criticized. He got criticized for that. He got criticized. People laughed. People made fun of him. But that was his strength. He had to get to a place where he loved himself, because he didn't have a cheering section. He said when he was in high school and college, he would look in the stands and nobody was cheering for him. See, people judge what you do and not why you do. And when you judge people, you're not judging why they do it, you're judging what they do. Okay. Hey, Tanisha. Thank you. You all to love you today. Question number one. Do you love you? Are you willing to allow yourself to be loved? As simple a question that is, many people do not think they deserve love. I'm working with a client. We talk on Thursdays. I've gotten several new clients from doing the challenge. And many of you watching me right now, God has spoken to your heart. You need to work with Dr. Sam. Y'all haven't called me yet. I'm not going anywhere. Many people, and y'all, and this again, these seem like elementary questions. On the surface, if you just roll through this and brush and just breeze by these questions, oh, do you love you? Do you know how many people are struggling with this right now? And do you know why so many people are in toxic relationships? A lot of people are suffering from domestic violence, domestic abuse, because they don't think they deserve any better. Why are you settling? You don't think you deserve better. You are the apple of God's eye. He woke you up this morning. You are inhaling and exhaling. You have life. That's evidence enough that God thinks highly of you, because you're inhaling and exhaling. Oh, I feel good this morning, y'all. Yes. Self-love is an inside job. Oh, come on, somebody. Self-love is an inside job. See, this intrinsic work, this is why a lot of people are not rushing to call me, because this takes work, and you need to get real with YOU. See, if you don't love you, you're a borderline hypocrite. You act like you got it all together, but you don't. Why are things failing? Because you're not willing to be real. Amen. Webcam. Everybody talking about, well, I'm going to keep it 100. I just want to be real. Do you really? When was the last time you had an honest conversation with yourself? Now, you can fool some people some of the time, and you can really fool most of the people most of the time, but you cannot fool God none of the time. And some of us are so good, we fooling ourselves. Some of us are so good, you got yourself fooled. I got it all together. And you look at these false indications. You look at false indicators that you got it going on. Okay. 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 Have you learned anything from your previous relationships? And that's one of my coaching tools when I do relationship coaching. That's one of the critical pieces of relationship coaching. Let's look at your previous relationships and let's do an analysis. What were the pros? What were the cons? Why did y'all break up? Come on. Come on, Tanisha. Have you learned anything from your previous relationships? Come on. Come on. I'm asking that question again. Are you ready to be vulnerable? Because many people are afraid to give themselves totally. What relationship, and this is part of the relationship analysis, what relationship were you truly in love, you truly gave yourself? And do you know, again, the person I'm working with on Monday, I've never been in love. I thought I was. I thought I have, but I've never. Many people, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, have never experienced true, real love. But Dr. Sims, what is that? Dr. Sims, what is real love? What is that? What does that song say? I want to know what love is. Come on, somebody. Have you ever experienced real, true love? The kind of love I'm talking about. I love you. I know you can hurt me. You might hurt me. If you hurt me, I'm still gonna love you. That unconditional love. See, unconditional love is not unconditional if there are conditions attached to it. Now, okay. Now, if you're paying attention, you would challenge me and push me back. If you're paying attention, you said, wait a minute, Dr. Sims, you just are teaching us not to put up with stuff. Okay, but, if you are going to be in a relationship, if you're going to truly show up in a relationship and you have waited for the right person and you have the right person, why are you being defensive if you have the right person? Why weren't you that defensive when you were in the bad relationship? Do you feel what I'm saying? Now that you are in the right relationship, why are you defensive up in the right relationship? Because if you're in the right relationship, you may hurt. And if you hurt me, I'm going to forgive you and act like it never happened. I'm going to love you regardless. See, many of us have loved the wrong person regardless. Okay. Come on, somebody. Many of us have loved the wrong person regardless. We applied it at the wrong time. Oh, come on now. Come on. See, that's the real issue. We have misappropriated unconditional love. Oh, come through, Dr. Sims. Come through, Holy Ghost. Come up in here, Coach. Come on, Dr. Sims. You have misappropriated. When you should have been loving defensively, oh, you all in. Now that God got you in the right spot, oh, you want to act some kind of way now. Oh, your timing is off. Okay. Come on, Rosalind. Are you ready to be vulnerable? The next question, number 5, do you appreciate you? What do you do? What do you do for you? Come on, y'all. Come on. What do you celebrate you? That's another part of my relationship coaching. When you're dealing with depression, etc., and you are dealing with low self-esteem, this is one of my coaching tools. You should have, hey Alicia, you should have a me day. Homework assignment, ding, 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 ding. Other homework assignment. What was our homework assignment we just came up with? Homework. What are you putting up with? That's your homework assignment today. What are you putting up with? What do you need to stop putting up with? That's homework assignment number 1 for the day. So that would be number 5 on the list. And 6, you ought to have a me day. Yes. Hey, Dale, you ought to have a me day, Alicia. What do you do for you? Part of my relaxation, part of my me day, I play Madden football on the PS4. I have guys that I hang out with. Golf clubs in the trunk. Y'all may laugh. I cannot wait till the nail salon is back open. I get my nails done. I don't have to check my hair because I'm bald. I check my nails and check my feet. I cannot wait till that nail salon open back up. I'm gonna be first in line. Mani Petty all day long. Once every 3 to 4 weeks, gets the nails done. What do you do to pamper yourself? What do you do to show your appreciation? Part of showing you appreciation, I'm not putting up with any junk. This is what you need to be celibate from. Time to be celibate from settling, tolerating, and self-loathing. I'm not putting up with just anything, because you cannot complain about what you put up with. It's time to bind the spirit of tolerating by stop putting up with it. Stop. Stop. Do you appreciate you? I appreciate me. I eat right. I drink right. I stay hydrated. I drink my lemon honey baking soda based tea. I drink my red wine to help manage my blood pressure. I had salmon and rice last night. I had a turkey sub for lunch. I eat my chocolate chip cookies. Come on, somebody. I know, right? All right, Miss Vanessa. Do you appreciate you? Do you have a me day? What do you do for you? And a lot of people I work with a lot of high achievers. I coach coaches. I coach pastors. I coach ministers. I coach high achievers, and they have a tight schedule. I say you can schedule. There are people I work with have to literally schedule fun time in. That's another tool I have. Hey, every day. Hey, Veronique. There are some people that they go so hard and they feel some kind of way about self-care. Self-care is not selfish. All right? Self-care is not selfish. Do you appreciate you? You ought to schedule me time in your week. Write that in your notes. That's homework. You ought to schedule me time in your week. Come on. You ought to schedule me time in your week. And the last question, the self-love test is, are you a positive person? I know I dropped some stuff on y'all today. I've dropped some stuff on y'all today. Are you a positive person? And again, that's the next challenge, the pop challenge. Miss Vanessa, that's the next challenge. And we'll start that early June. We'll start that first week in June. Maybe June 1st. June is a good month. My birthday is next month. My birthday is a month from today, as a matter of fact. Okay, so what do you do to appreciate you? You ought to have a me day. Any questions for me today? I know I talked. Any questions for me today? We had a good discussion yesterday. But do you love you? Y'all screenshot this and post this on your wall. Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. Post this on your social media. And ask people, put this on your wall. Do you love you? Dr. Sims is teaching us. We're going through a challenge, the ugly challenge. Do you love you? Are you willing to allow yourself to be loved? Have you learned anything from your previous relationship? Are you ready to be vulnerable? Do you appreciate you? Are you a positive person? I got about 5 more minutes because we've been going good and the internet is holding up. Yes, I tweaked some things so our broadcast it makes sure it runs smooth. Y'all, if you haven't heard me say anything else today, it's time to be celibate from settling, tolerating, and self-loathing. Come on. Y'all feel me? It's time to be celibate from settling, tolerating, and self-loathing. I love me some me. And remember this, guys, you cannot complain about what you put up with. I'm gonna be back tonight for Bible study, and we're gonna talk about John 3:16 tonight. For God so loved the world. Love is sacrificial. You want to measure somebody love? Measure how much they give. And give selflessly. They're not benefiting from what they're giving. But you cannot complain about what you put over. Have we had a good conversation today? Have we had a good talk today? This has been good today, y'all. Go listen back to the replay. Go to my YouTube channel, drwaltersims.tv. If nothing else, hey, Chris, if nothing else, you ought to get a notebook. You ought to get a Living Motivated, get your notebook journal. You ought to have a journal. If nothing else, you ought to have a journal. PayPal.me/drwaltersims/18. That'll cover shipping and handling. You ought to have. Oh, come on, somebody. You ought to have a journal. If you don't have anything else, you ought to have a journal. Come on, somebody. If you don't have anything else, you ought to have a journal. Come on. Thank you, Rosalind. Share this with your followership. Oh, I don't play. Because this is where the rubber really meets road. And people really don't want to get this deep. They just want to stay surface. I don't deal with surface. People don't want to just peel back those layers. What did Shrek say in Shrek 1, 2, and 3? What did Shrek say? He said, I'm an ogre, and ogres have layers. I have movie and musical Tourette's. I have layers, and we have layers, and we don't want to peel back. We don't want to show the real us because we're intimidated by the real us. People won't like me. People won't like the real me. Well, what you see is what you get. Amen. All right. See you tomorrow. 9 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. This has been good, guys. I appreciate y'all. And remember this for me. Remember, if you stay high on life, life is going to stay high on you. And share this out with your followership. Share this with 3 people that you know that need some self-love, encouragement to love themselves. Amen. Hey, Oscar. What's up, Oscar? I love y'all, and you can't do a thing about it. See you tonight, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you tonight. And remember, if you stay high on life, life is going to stay high on you.